This was the meal I didn't know I needed. I literally have chills. Okay, not me reading the spiciest book on camera. So I don't know about you guys, but that is perfect weather for cooking up a fantasy feast, which is exactly what we're gonna do today. But first, welcome back to our channel. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome to another vlog in our ACOTAR reading series. I'm so excited for this one. But before we get to cooking, I do need to run to Target to get a few things. All things that I obviously intend on reusing even after this video. But you know, you just can't have a fantasy feast and not do the right vibes for a tablescape. So yeah, let's head to the store. Yeah. Oh God. Oh, don't break, don't break, don't break. So naturally, getting a few things from Target translates to many things because that is just the Target effect. I don't make the rules, but everything for the most part is needed. Arguably. Yes, I did get some new books, but this is all ACOTAR vlog, so I will show you guys those books in a different vlog. Okay, so to help set the vibes, I was looking for some candle tapers. I opted for this brass holder because it gave me more of a medieval kind of vibe, and then of course I had to grab some candlesticks. These are unscented, and I didn't have to grab this, but you know, I just couldn't help myself. I picked up some matchsticks, and I've always seen these and have been drawn to them because they just look very aesthetically pleasing. And I was always curious at how this contraption even works. Like, do you lift this bit off? But it turns out that there's a cork on the bottom. You pull a match out and then the striker is on the back. So everyone else probably knew that. I just explained it to myself. And then I am forever a sucker for a good crackling wood wick candle. I love the crackle of a fire. Even if it's just from a candle, it just sends me to a cozy place in my mind. The last thing I grabbed was a pitcher for our fairy wine. Unfortunately, they didn't have a lot of options for pitchers. I almost left without grabbing this because it took me forever, for some reason, to even find where the pitchers were. This was the largest one that they had, so I did settle on this one, even though this isn't really the vibe I was going for. But I do appreciate that it has a lid because I can't drink all this fairy wine by myself, so I will be saving a large portion of it. And you guys have to forgive me because I don't feel like I've properly introduced this vlog. This is going to be a ACOTAR cooking vlog coupled with a Court of Silver Flames reading vlog because that is the last book that I need to read before I'm caught up with everything that they have so far. That is until October. So I'm going to be cooking from A Feast of Thorns and Roses, which is an unofficial cookbook, but we love to support the fandom. And I think there's some really great recipes here that are fitting for all of the different courts. This cookbook is by Chelsea Cole, and we're going to be using it today. So I'm gonna start off by cooking a breakfast meal. I am gonna skip lunch because it's already 11 and I still need to make breakfast. So we're running a little behind, but that's okay. All right guys, before I kick off the cooking, here is the menu for everything I'll be making throughout the day. As I make each meal, I will be providing the lore that inspired the dish. So first up is the baked apple porridge with spiced pecans. And the lore behind this dish is that it is a staple breakfast across all of Prithian, much like the bowl that is served to Farah at her first day of spring court. Let's get to cooking that. guys, here we have our first ACOTAR meal. Basically, Prithian's oatmeal. This is what Farah eats every morning. And let me tell you, these roasted spiced nuts are so good, and they make your house smell amazing. Now, typically I like my oatmeal to be a bit runny, so normally I would splash some milk in here, but I am going to try it as is, as the recipe intended. It smells so good. This is so comforting. This was the meal I didn't know I needed. This is like a hug in a bowl. Okay, so reading update. Altogether, this took a little over an hour. Now, my sister did call me, so we yapped for a little bit, but we did manage to listen to 3 chapters. I'm specifically on page 45. So percentage-wise, that's exactly 5%. Plan is to sit down and thoroughly enjoy this amazing meal while continuing to listen to the audiobook, and then it's back to the kitchen for me. All right, so next up, we are actually be getting a head start on our dessert. It needs to set in the fridge for 4 hours. We are going to be making the jasmine and blackberry panna cotta. The lore for this dessert is actually none other than the Night Court. Now, I sort of sabotaged myself here because I knew that I needed little ramekins for the panna cotta, and I ended up getting these really cute ones. However, they are not glass, and so you're going to completely miss the layered effect of the blackberry jam on the bottom, but it's fine. We will proceed. Let's get started. We are basically in the home stretch of all of our cooking. As far as the panna cotta goes, as you can tell, my panna cotta got a bit clumpy. I did use a little bit less heavy cream than I was supposed to because I simply ran out. So I'm sure if you follow the recipe as needed, probably come out nice and smooth and not clumpy, but I'm okay with it. I'm sure the flavor is still going to be the same. The only thing I have left to do is just top it off with some blackberries when I'm ready to eat it, but it needs to sit in the fridge for 4 hours. So, reading update, we have been making really good progress. I'm now 20% into A Court of Silver Flames, and I'm really enjoying it. I've been giggling here and there at Nesta's interaction or battle, if you will, between her and the house. She did finally start training with Cassian. I literally just got to that part. Okay, so our next recipe is going to be the appetizer for dinner, and for that one, I selected the melon caprese with lemon basil vinaigrette. This appetizer is envisioned to be found in all of the courts. So we're gonna quickly whip this up and then get started on our dinner, which is gonna be a meat pie, of course. When I think about fantasy meals or fantasy feast, I picture either a meat pie or some kind of stew and homemade loaves of bread, which this book does have. But guys, I'm not trying to be in here all day. So if you are curious, definitely check out this cookbook. took no time at all. As you can see, I love a recipe that is super quick and easy. I did make some changes to this one, but it should, again, still have the same flavor. The only tweak I made to this one was I chose to leave out the basil garnish because I have kiddos. I just feel like that makes it a little bit more easier for them to eat, to make it just a little bit more kid-friendly. Now we are moving on to our final dish, which is going to be quite a sentimental one. We are going to honor Feyre's papa and make a merchant pie, specifically the merchant spiced chicken pie. And the lore behind this dish is that while we don't know specifically what Feyre's father sold, we do know that he was a merchant that had his fair share of ups and downs, and perhaps in his journey of being a merchant, he sold some spices. Hence the spiced chicken pie to celebrate a well-seasoned life. Now, I did mention this was the last dish, but it's not the last thing that we will make. We still have to do our fairy wine. You guys thought I forgot? Of course, I would never forget about fairy wine. So we do still have that coming up. Very intrigued for it. Okay guys, my husband just left to go pick up our kiddos, so I am on limited time to try to get everything ready, but the pie is in the oven. It only needs to bake for 30 minutes, so now I get to move on to the really fun part, which I honestly am so ready for, and that is our fairy wine. Oh yeah. I'm so ready for this. You know, I was torn between making the fairy wine, or there is a drink called the Salty Nesta, which, you know, based on where I am in the book, it seems like it would be very appropriate, but I'm gonna stick with the fairy wine. And hopefully it'll make me feel as joyful as Feyre and Cassian during the winter solstice. Cheers guys, we made it through a full day of cooking and we are about 30% into a quart of silver flames. That's good. Now I get to feast like a high lady with my family. Okay, popping back on here real quick to say, you know who needs a real shout out are these chefs. These fantasy chefs, these cooks in the kitchen that are just slaving away so Nesta cannot eat her food. You know, these chefs deserve a shout out. I am so tired after all of this. Hey guys, I have a PSA. Fairy wine? Fairy wine will sneak up on you 100%. I don't know what it was, but it just went straight to my head. Drink responsibly, which I did. I only had one because I fully intended on locking in, and lock in I did. We have made quite the dent since last night. I'm on page 338. I am now 44% into a quart of silver flames, and that's a combination of staying up a little late and also waking up at 5 a.m. to read for an hour before I start my day with the boys. So yeah, your girl has been dedicated. I can say that I'm having a really good time with this. I'm very surprised at how often I have laughed. Cassian is a funny one. I can see why he is a lot of people's favorite, maybe in more ways than one. And there's a lot of other comical aspects that provide levity, which is making me scared for how this second half of the book is gonna go, because it's been relatively very light this first half. And so you just know that something's gonna happen pretty soon and the tide is gonna turn. But I think what I find the funniest so far is how the house responds to Nesta. In particular, the reading taste is very, very funny. I am at the part where I think I fully understand Nesta's characteristics, and I'll just leave it at that. And I'll say that there has been another high stakes situation that involves Feyre that I am increasingly growing more concerned about. Oh, and yeah, Elaine, elusive as ever. Couldn't tell ya. But anyways, before I jump back in to the proper reading portion of this vlog, I just want to give an update overall on the feast that I prepared yesterday. That pie was fantastic and it baked so beautifully. The golden crust on it was just so perfect. It was perfectly spiced. Oh, on that note, Nesta did confirm that their dad did sell some spices. So that pie is spot on with the lore, and personally, I think it would go great with some Guinness. So you guys should definitely go and grab a copy of that cookbook and make that recipe and let me know what you guys think, because we barely had any leftovers. Okay, so I have about maybe an hour to an hour and a half to read. Let's see what we get into. This book, the spice level of this book is off the charts. Just can't. Okay, we're good. We're past it. Okay, things are really picking up now. They're in the Bog of Orid or something like that, and they just ran into a group of people, won't tell you who, and an ash arrow was just shot, which is, you know, it's a big deal. You guys, it's getting really, really freaking creepy, okay? Sarah J. Maas can create really freaking creepy creatures, and we have just encountered them. I literally have chills at the description and how it's behaving. It's the Kelpies. Chapter 35. There's a ton of action happening right now, so I feel the beginnings of the Sarah J. Maas storm starting to slowly roll in. That creature is vile. This is so cool, guys. This is so cool. I am digging it. I can't really tell you what happened other than the fact that Nesta has come into her own, I should say. We've made it halfway. I went to the kitchen and quickly grabbed some snacks, which of course consists of coffee and one of the panna cottas from yesterday, and it is so good. I love the flavor. And despite the texture not being perfect, I love the flavor. Jasmine green tea and vanilla with the blackberry, it's so good. Okay, let's continue. You can't. Okay, not me reading the spiciest book on camera. Y'all, it just happened. It just happened, okay? I thought the spiciest one was ACOSF. That's all you hear people talking about. It's this one. This is the one. This is the spicy one. Don't look at my face. I'm sorry guys, I just cannot. I just can't sit here and try to eat my panna cotta and drink my coffee with this going on. I'm gonna try to be as normal as possible, okay? But I honestly just wanna laugh. I don't even know how I'm gonna edit this. We are gonna press on. Okay, spice is over. We're not talking about it. We're back to the plot. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna stop here for now. I made it to chapter 40. So we have close to 250 pages left, which I cannot believe that. Guys, I started this yesterday. This is crazy. Anyways, I've got some house chores that I need to take care of. So I'm gonna continue on with the audiobook and I will pop on tomorrow for the last probably 150 pages or so and we can finish this together. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes, I did move my candelabra into my bedroom. But listen, I'm just trying to match the cozy vibes that we have been blessed with today. It is the perfect weather to read in. And yeah, I wanted to change things up since we're going to be finishing A Court of Silver Flames today. I've read up to 82%. So we only have 130 pages or so. And yeah, guys, we have, I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, but we have 3 new magical swords. 2 objects have been procured. We have a marriage proposal that is injecting a lot of conflict. I did not see this coming. And yeah, Nesta and her person have continued to get a lot closer. And Valkyries. I will say for there only being like 130 pages left, it seems a bit tame per the usual Sarah J Maas Storm of Chaos. So I'm expecting things to really take a turn. I hope you guys are as cozy as me because we are about to finish this. Just got to the part where they made it to the foot of Ramyal, so I think it's happening. But I will say there's only like 60 pages left and I don't feel on the edge of my seat like I normally do by this point. Now that they're at the foot of Ramyal, that might change. Oh my God, I didn't see that coming. Right when I was like, this is honestly kind of quite tame. Bam! There it is. It came a little later. Okay, it came a lot later than the typical formula, but wow. Okay, now I'm at the edge of my seat. Damn, okay. Well done. Why does she always do this to me? For real, guys, I thought this wasn't. I thought I could handle this one. Jeez. It got me pretty good. All right, I have about 12 pages left. This does not feel like the end of a series. Did everyone know that the series was unfinished? Let's see how I feel after 12 pages. Alright guys, we did it. For the time being, we are all caught up on the ACOTAR series. To answer my own question, I feel like it is pretty obvious that this is not a finished series. So I'm excited about the 3 more books that we are getting. In terms of my thoughts, it is such a good time. It was a wonderful change of pace from books that I had been drowning in. This book had me laughing, giggling, cackling. It is extremely spicy, so warning you now. But yeah, so this is done. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the cooking and the baking, and let me know if you try out any of those recipes. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.